Hi Andrew, just wanted to talk a little bit about the modular version of AccFx. I've made an installer to install all this, and I'll show that in a minute after I pause and come back to this. But what will happen is you'll get this directory, AccFx directory, installed on your computer, and it'll contain a whole lot of folders for you just to add files to. So you mentioned that you're going to change the chart of accounts, so all you'll need to do is take the information that Wackus gives you and then just dump it in here and replace this, and then everything will be done. Bear in mind though, let me just pause this for a moment. So this is the chart of accounts, the Excel file. Now this is important. So to automate the changing of of a chart of accounts, there's the 5 XML files that Wackus makes, and there's this Excel file. Now AccFx will import the Excel file and process these worksheets here with names, switching items, switching categories, and switch beneficiaries. Okay, so they have to be left intact. They can be in any order, but those names have to stay as they are. Otherwise, this isn't going to work, and everything will crash. I've explained this to you before, but when you do change the chart of accounts, you need to ensure that you update each of these tabs here, and in particular pay special attention to ensuring that the spelling is identical to whatever you've got in the chart of accounts, and this is all case sensitive as well. Okay, let me just pause this again. So back in this directory, this is where you dump all your chart of accounts information. There's another directory here, this is empty, so this is just thinking ahead for the possibility of adding different display templates at some stage. Now this entity data and entity rules were folders I created when I first did this modular version about 15 months ago. I can't even remember what they were for now, so I've left them there, and we'll think of what they could be used for. Front end is some special information just for Mathematica. It's not directly related to AccFx. Functions are the AccFx functions that drive AccFx. They get imported from there, and there's also a folder where we could have some user functions at a later date. Kernel is another Mathematica only thing, just to ensure that this runs. Tags is a folder where you can add tags to be imported, and the training data is where you dump your training set. So whenever you want to do an automatic classification, you'll be taken to this folder, and you can just load this this training set or any others that you've got in there, and choose which one you want. Now to install this, I'm going to put a folder in the Dropbox called AccFx installation. There's this zip file, which is essentially the zipped up version of all these folders, and there's an installer. So we click on the installer. It's just got a little bit of information there. I'll tidy that up at some point. Press install, and installer is complete. Restart Mathematica, and away you go. So that's all done. And let me just pause again. Yeah, so what this means is that the AccFx versions that you run from today onwards require this installation, and so just bear that in mind. Whenever I change the code for the functions and what have you, I'll update the installation and let you know about that, and that's about it, I think. So I'll upload this later today. I might build a version of the database interface before I do that, and then we'll see how this goes.